Given the fact that I've exhausted all of my appeals by going through the traditional means and then also making my case on Twitter, and all of them have been turned away, this, at least for the time being, until I'm allowed to go back to YouTube, will be the first video on Rumble, confirmedly, yesterday's stuff aside. I figured, why not kick this off with a bang, and unlike just pearly things, let's talk about the Jews. Not quite in that sense, okay? If you want something a little bit more spicy like that, do follow me over on Twitter. But Bradley Cooper, pretty good actor, okay? One of the, I would say, I don't really know what his star power is, because it's really tough to tell. Like in Hollywood, most of your big name stars, your actual legitimate movie stars are, well, most of them are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Very few of them are under the age of AARP status. But his Marvel, and I guess Guardians of the Galaxy cohort, Chris Pratt, I would consider him a movie star. When he is in a film, it tends to do reasonably well. It's at least reviewed well or received well from the public. And yeah, he was also a part of, prior to Barbie, the biggest film of 2023. Chris Pratt, movie star. Bradley Cooper, I think he's charismatic. I think he's a pretty decent actor. I remember him in the films that he's in. I watched the first Hangover, thought it was good. And I watched the second Hangover, and I thought that the first one was pretty good. Done a couple of other things as well. So yeah, I could see him getting some roles. And now it looks like, well, of course, they're getting a little bit angry due to his casting, which I thought the point of casting somebody for the role is for them to envelop the role, take on the characteristics, the looks, the traits, the mannerisms of the person you're supposed to be portraying, whether it's a character in the fictional or non-fictional sense. You're supposed to do the best job possible. That's why you hire the best actors possible. That used to be what was going on in theater for a very, very, very long time, but because every other minority group has been bitching, moaning, whining, and complaining about casting, dem boys thought that it's time to stick their, well, kind of at the center of this controversy, stick that in there. Bradley Cooper sparks a Jewface controversy. What? Okay. Over prosthetic nose in Leonard Bernstein biopic Maestro trailer. So many great Jewish actors out there. Like who? Who would have been a better choice, okay? If you're trying to market a film and you have Bradley Cooper at your disposal, I don't really know if you're going to find a better, more well-suited actor that would A, fit the role and likeness, and B, have the acting talent, as well as C, pull in the eyeballs due to name recognition. It's very, very slim. Bradley Cooper's prosthetic news in the newly released trailer for Leonard Bernstein biopic Maestro has sparked online chatter by the most offended of classes, who have been, have you guys noticed the increased amount of kvetching lately? Like, they've really ratcheted up their game to get so much more attention. In fact, I'm going to bring up something that happened. This was very pertinent yesterday, or a week ago if you're watching the re-upload on YouTube. Yes, this is Max Miller. He's running for Senate in the upcoming election for the great state of Ohio as a Republican candidate. So, of course, you know that he probably has some allegiances outside of the confines of the United States. See Mike Pence, and our greatest ally. He decided to, seemingly out of the blue, I have no idea who Lizzie Marbach is, but I don't know, it just kind of seems like a trad wife, just, Bible posting, saying there's no hope for any of us outside of having faith in Jesus Christ alone. It's just something that you see in the conservative side of Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The ADL basically considers it just a cesspool of anti-Semitism. And so, of course, one of their white knights will come across and go, "This is one of the most bigoted tweets I have ever seen. Delete it, Lizzie. Religious freedom in the United States applies to every religion. You have gone too far." If that was a joke, just playing up the insecurity of your average poster on Twitter, X Twitter, we'll figure something out in the near future. But if it was just a play on, what's the meme that's out there, okay? Somebody wakes up in the morning and posts on Twitter, "Good morning," and then somebody else will, underneath of it, reply. So what are you inferring? That there are other people that are out there not having good mornings? Are you trying to rub it in their face? Is this ironic? It's like, people will always take offense to things, and that that just banal ass post saying have faith in Christ. Christ is king. Just, doing this same old fucking boomer shit. Yeah, I don't really know about that, because when you take a look at his profile, well, you can see it right over there. Congressman, Ohio 7th District, endorsed by President Trump. Yeah, see, that's the big knock against Trump. He really does endorse some duds every once in a while. Instagram, blah, 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 support and contribute. Oh, and proud. Oh, there it is. See, ding, 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 ding. Totally fucking makes sense. So yeah, of course, they're the most effective. They're the most affected class, and they will definitely tell you about it 109 times over. The Philadelphia native, going back to Bradley Cooper here, 48, plays the role of legendary musical conductor of the film opposite Carey Mulligan, who portrays his wife Felicia Monta, whatever, with the movie examining their relationship. Okay, a biopic about, I don't know, some random dude. I'm sure if you're in the classical music scene a little bit more hardcore than I am, I do like me some classical music, but I don't know the conductors and all that shit. Really, it doesn't much matter, man. Perhaps he's prolific and I do know more about him. I just don't fucking care. On social media, many users sounded off. Many such users, off on the size of the prosthetic, which has visible as it was filmed in the movie. As he filmed in the movie in 2022, with some using photos to show that Bernstein's nose was not close to that size. And I'm going to take umbrage with some of these pictures that they're using as comparison, because to try to claim that that's a 1-to-1 comparison, especially when you're using deceptive angles and trying to say, oh, you're just exaggerating characteristics. It's like, it's a fucking movie, first and foremost. And two, yeah, you did have a bit of a schnoz on him. Surprise, I do as well. And guess what? I don't fucking complain when, because there was somebody I used to work with, oh my god, in one of my warehouse jobs. I know exactly what it is, but I need not be specific, because I think his loser ass still fucking works there. Really doesn't much matter. He wasn't exactly the most creative guy, and he would kind of laugh at his own jokes more than anybody else would. And one of his creative things to say was, hey Don, you look like a Jew. Ho ho ho. Like, okay, I guess Ukrainian blood or something like that, and then the rest of it doesn't really make sense, but I guess that's where you get the giant nose from, so you can sniff out the potatoes better. Like, okay, but yeah, the dude had a big nose. Maybe the prosthetic company got a little bit too avarice with the size of the prosthetic. Like, does it really much matter? I would love for him to have a hunchback and he's wearing a tiny hat the entire time. Then you might have a claim, but it just really looks like you're just trying to play that victim card because it's the most oppressed class of people, oh my god, for generations, and we've been mistreated by everybody. Never forget. Shut up. It seems completely unnecessary to have gone in that direction, given the uncanny resemblance, one user said. Oh, so even somebody's admitting it's like, Bradley Cooper, good casting, just don't really like his nose. You feel free to have your criticisms when it comes to the portrayal of somebody on screen. Probably one of the most famous examples is the first live-action Sonic the Hedgehog film, okay? James Marsden voiced, I think it was James Marsden who ended up voicing Sonic the Hedgehog, and, well, that first trailer came out and the lifelike human teeth that were on the anthropomorphic hedgehog looked a little bit unsettling, and the director and the producers caught wind of the response and went, oh yeah, no, that's fine, we can fix it up a little bit. And yeah, they were right to criticize it. As somebody, the very first video game that I recall playing was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It was at least the first one, and the first video game console was in fact the Sega Genesis. So yeah, I was tangentially paying attention to that when it was going on, and yeah, the reveal of Sonic was unsettling. They fixed it, listened to the response of the people that were out there, and they made the decision. Now, look who's kvetching over this stuff, and I wonder if there's going to be some last-minute changes and some reshoots when they had the big hook in some of the scenes, but they didn't in other ones. Anyways, another user added there was no need for Bradley Cooper to add an odd prosthetic nose on top of this to play Leonard Bernstein. They're attributing these decisions to Bradley Cooper. Chances are, yeah, he was hired for the role, and they told him, okay, you're gonna wear a prosthetic for this one because we're doing a biopic. There's images and some comparisons, and yeah, it'll be more lifelike. And he's probably like, okay, this is a costuming complaint. I don't know why you're laying at the feet of Bradley Cooper. Oh, right, because there's no Steenberg or Witz at the end of his name, and he's a straight white guy. That makes sense why you're just trying to go and criticize him. And so far, we haven't even seen the pictures of him. So, okay, we all know, yes, that's Bradley Cooper right there. And then we got pictures of him from the movie, and well, you can see the side-by-side comparisons from the trailer, and apparently Bernstein as well. I'm going to be completely honest. If anything you were going to take umbrage with, maybe the prosthetic chin. That looks like it's a little bit more pronounced, but is that the same time period? Like the ears check out, and the nose, you can't really tell because those are two different angles, okay? If we're going to keep it a buck, if we're going to be doing an apples-to-apples comparison, and you're going to bitch and moan and whine and complain about an oversized nose, even by that angle, I can tell, that dude can definitely sniff out a penny if it's slipped between the couch seats. But okay, there he is on set. Doesn't look too untowards. It kind of looks like somebody was trying to make a complaint. It just kind of looks like Bradley Cooper. Okay, like, what are we complaining about here? One user noted the Academy Award nominated star who is not Jewish, oh my god, should not have been even casted because there are so many great Jewish actors out there. Jake Gyllenhaal, who is Jewish, had a competing biopic, but lost the battle of rights to use Bernstein's material against Cooper and his production team on the film, which includes filmmaking icons such as Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can imagine. And, oh, okay, cool. If the Bradley Cooper production company includes Steven Spielberg, what exactly is his ethnicity? Oh, okay, cool. Exactly. And he didn't have a problem with casting Bradley Cooper? What the fuck's your problem? It's so funny. It's so fucking hilarious. They want to just scream from the rooftops. And this goes with every other race-swapped character. It's totally fine if it goes in one direction, but if it doesn't go in another, then they're screaming from the fucking rooftops. And when was it a requisite that you needed an actor to match the specific genetic code of the person that they're supposed to be representing on screen? When did that become a requisite? I guess Joaquin Phoenix, cut from the same cloth as Johnny Cash. What about Jamie Foxx's heritage? Did he come from the same parts as Ray Charles? I forgot his name. Oh my god. It was a damn good biopic. I just blanked on Ray Charles like I had his blinders on. But no, it didn't matter. But now, if Walk the Line was redone, well, they'd have to hire an actor who has a pill addiction. Then they'd also, if Ray was getting redone today, they'd have to get a blind actor in order to satisfy everybody. Or you do this. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on Twitter, okay? Because they got some tweets that are pulled up. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be fine. It's going to be, your standard Netflix fare. And given the fact that they shelled out a whole bunch of money for some movies that went absolutely nowhere at the speed of smell, well, not for Bernstein's ability to smell, but in general, a whole bunch of Chris Evans projects, which guess what? That motherfucker, not a movie star, definitely wouldn't have been cast for this role. But you have a much smaller scoped project, might be good. Who knows? I'm never going to watch it. Don't need to watch one of their films. It's not made for me anyways, but look at everybody who's out here. Nicole Lampert, actual Jewface. It's not a thing. Stop trying to fucking make it a thing. This is Bradley Cooper and his prosthetic nose and Maestro about the life and love of Leonard Bernstein. Okay, cool. We can't even just take some of your tweet there and appreciate the life and love of Leonard Bernstein, who you probably didn't know about until earlier today. They're making a movie about a Jew, and I can get in on some of the action here, and I can clout chase on Twitter. Imagine that. I love Bradley Cooper, and I don't want to get... Oh, and I do want him to get an Oscar, but underestimate the Jewface. Oh, understand the Jewface concerns. Carey Mulligan, on the other hand, commits to her period pieces. That voice, she's so lovely. But see, it's fine, because I think, Carey Mulligan is actually one of them girls, so it's totally fine. And then Eve Barlow. Eve fucking Barlow, the love-hungry Amber Heard simp, okay, the bitch who got thrown out of the fucking courtroom. Eve Barlow, professional victim Eve Barlow, who just once again happens to be one of them girls. Bradley Cooper wearing a prosthetic nose to play Leonard Bernstein is equivalent to blackface. Oh, shut the fuck up. Just look at all of these dumb fucking responses. But again, the only time that you see anything, oh, look at how many views Eve Barlow has because everybody's just waiting for her next stupid ass take. Mark Fleischman, 600 views, but you don't have any likes or views on that. And there's Leonard Bernstein. Okay, does he look like he has a fairly large nose? Yeah, I would say so. But again, none of it's that same angle, okay? You can't even tell. Exaggerated nose? Sure. But all of these fucking idiots would have been silent as a mouse if Idris Elba would have reprised the role as Leonard Bernstein. So let's fucking stop all of the fake victimhood on this one. You're only getting away with it because it's Bradley Cooper. and because, well, basically you're just fucking cowards just hiding behind the ADL waiting to just come out and yell anti-Semitism as loud as possible. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.